Are these guys going to be spending time in the NFL? Aaron Rodgers looks like he's on his way out of the Jets organization. Does that mean he's out of football? Does he need to retire? He went to New York in order to win a championship. He went there to see if he could take that defense and some pretty good pieces on offense and climb the ladder, get to the postseason. Didn't happen. Turned out to be a disaster. Now they don't want him around anymore. Mm-hmm. Does that mean he has a bunch of landing spots? I don't think he does. So the question becomes now, is it time for Aaron Rodgers to call it a career? That wherever the stops are open, what's open right now? The Giants, and they're taking a quarterback if they could, but let's just say they take one and they want a veteran. The Browns, the Titans, where is he going that has an opportunity for him to win a title? The teams that have title contenders and title contention, they don't have their quarterbacks, so he doesn't have many options.
So I put together a list of 6 quarterbacks intriguing where they could end up. And I want to see if we can find landing spots for these 6 guys. Now, some of them may be backups. Some of them may be, they may be going to fight for a job. But let's start with Aaron Rodgers. Where could we find Aaron Rodgers a new home? I've narrowed it down kind of to one spot where I think he's going to go. How would you feel about Aaron Rodgers in Las Vegas?
Right.
Okay.
It probably makes, if it makes any sense, it makes the most sense at this point with the situation there with Aiden O'Connell, Desmond Ridder, Gardner Minshew were their guys this year.
Yeah, that Aaron Rodgers could be their starting quarterback. If you combine the 3 of them like Thanos rings, he'd still be better than
between their new head coach and if, in fact, Aaron Rodgers lands there, they will have the undefeated and never to be beaten combined ages of all time for quarterback and head coach. He will never be beaten.
Because of Pete Carroll.
Yes.
Pete Carroll. They're over 110,
73 and 41. 42.
He would be throwing to Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker.
Maybe you get Devontae Adams back.
Yeah, maybe he falls back over there.
Enough of that.
So then what's intriguing, my second quarterback, there's a connection there. Would Pete Carroll want Russell Wilson?
Sure.
Had a lot of success.
Yeah.
So who do we put where? Do we put Aaron Rodgers with the Raiders or do we put Russell Wilson with the Raiders?
I'm putting Russell Wilson there because I don't think it has to be championship aspirations from him. I think he just wants to play.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So if that's the case, then where do we put Aaron Rodgers?
I put him on the Pat McAfee show.
So retired.
He's not going to back up. And unless it's the Giants, say they...
What about Pittsburgh? Could Mike Tomlin handle an Aaron Rodgers for 1 year?
I don't think he has to. He's not. That organization is not going to deal with some diva white or diva quarterback coming in doing the Pat McAfee
But
show.
isn't that what they just kind of dealt with Russell Wilson?
I think
we saw him as a diva. Yeah,
no, he's goofy. He's not a diva. He's goofy.
Okay. All right, so we've put Russell Wilson on the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers, we're still up in the air. So we'll come back to him. How about Kirk Cousins? Where does Kirk Cousins play next year?
Oh, man, not here, which is obvious.
I'm going Giants.
Seattle was something that popped up. I think there was a connection up there with a coordinator,
but
maybe.
Don't they have Geno Smith? Like, what would they need him for?
Right. It says he's owed $38 million this year, so that may be a reason why you want to get out from underneath.
How about San Francisco? They don't want to pay. They have room to pay their quarterback, but they don't want to pay Brock Purdy.
And Purdy's still under contract this year anyway.
And but they don't want a guy like Kirk because he can't move. And in that offense, you have to be able to roll and half roll. And
He told us that he was hurt. He didn't tell us. He told everybody else once he left here he was hurt. His ankle was hurt.
Yeah.
Now, if his ankle is not hurt,
he's still too old to be in that offensive system.
I say Giants because it doesn't look like they're going to get a quarterback at the top of the draft. Maybe they do. And maybe if they do, it's somebody they want to sit for a year. Either Giants or Jets is where I think Kirk Cousins ends up. Where you want to put him?
Where do I put him? Put him in Cleveland and let him die up there.
All right, let's do that. All right. How are they going to do that with all that quarterback money tied up?
I don't know.
Although
they don't have to pay him.
Yeah, they won't have to pay him anything.
They don't have to pay him anything.
All right, so we're going to put him with Cleveland.
He's going to be a Russell Wilson, $1 million.
Right.
Literally $1 million quarterback. That's
okay.
it.
So Aaron Rodgers, I think I'm leaning towards retired. Get him out of the league.
That's what I said.
We're done.
He needs to be done.
Yeah.
All right, so we're retiring him. We're putting Kirk Cousins in Cleveland, Russell Wilson on the Raiders. What happens with Sam Darnold? as I go down this list of guys. Does Minnesota re-sign? I think personally the smart thing for Minnesota would do, re-sign Sam Darnold at like a 2-year deal.
He can't go back to the Jets just because you can't go back. So
they were in the playoffs with Sam Darnold. Do you want to go to the complete unknown of J.J. McCarthy? I know you drafted him, but he got hurt. And we don't know if he can play in the NFL.
I have no idea.
He going to the Giants while you figure out your quarterback, even if you pick a rookie, that's a good
You
way
think
to
Sam
start.
Darnold going to the Giants?
To the Jets. I'm sorry, to the Giants.
Oh, no. The Vikings have to re-sign him. Have to.
Do they?
Yes.
I don't know. If you got a quarterback and you believe he's the future, that was his one-off. That was your year to kind of get us and have a magic run. Do you want to spend one more season of your future quarterback on the bench?
I'd actually be open to trading J.J. McCarthy.
And so now you're going to trade.
Sign Sam Darnold maybe on a 3-year, somewhat friendly deal.
Yeah, fantastic year. Give him his kudos. Looked like the change of scenery helped him. I'm not hitching my wagon long-term to Sam Darnold.
So where would you put him then? Does he go to Pittsburgh, the Jets, or the Giants?
I think you franchise tag him and keep him at least one more year.
Okay.
And then you let the young buck come over and take over.
So put him with the Vikings then.
Yeah, I personally leave him there.
That's where he's staying. I'm with you. How about Justin Fields? Had a chance to start 6 games. They were 4-2. He loses the job to Russell Wilson. If you're Pittsburgh, do you just re-sign him?
He's not dynamic, but he doesn't hurt them. So I think he's got options. He could be a starter or a backup.
If I'm Pittsburgh, I re-sign him. You're not drafting. You're too far down in the draft to draft a quarterback that's starting day one.
How much would you have to pay him? You don't have to pay him big money.
You had him a 1-year deal last year.
Yeah.
What is it? What does he and his agent think he's supposed to get?
Well, there's nowhere from to go, so he's not going to get a bunch of starting quarterback offers.
So the market value, according to Spotrac, for Justin Fields is peanuts. $6.4 million on a 1-year deal is what they think.
What year is this going to be for him?
4? No, 5.
Oh.
5 or 6.
How about backing it?
He was picked the same year as Kyle Pitts, so it's his 5th year.
How about bagging up Michael Penix Jr.?
I've seen that.
We had that chance last year. And
we could have got him to be the starter for Peanuts and then gone defense.
That's what we should have tried.
But we didn't do that. We spent all our money on quarterback and then drafted a quarterback.
For $6.4 million, Pittsburgh should resign.
You heard what Coach Herman would say. You have to move forward, John Michaels.
Okay.
Yes.
Moving forward for $6 million, a backup to Michael Penix Jr.
No, I'm being a bully. He's staying in Pittsburgh.
All right.
Because, again, who would they go to at quarterback? If Russell Wilson leaves and now you have nobody, Justin Fields at least knows the system.
Maybe Sam Darnold. Maybe that's their stopgap. But that's their problem. They keep going to stopgap quarterbacks.
Well, because they're just good enough where they can't draft one. And the guy they drafted ended up not being very good in Kenny Pickett. I got one more, and then we'll go to break. Jameis Winston. Now, I'd like him here as a backup.
You'd rather have him than Justin Fields. He's going to cost you more, won't he?
That's fine. He also has a chance to win you more. And I think if we had a chance to interview Jameis, it would be fantastic.
I don't think we have a lot of money to spend on the quarterback.
We probably don't.
No, we don't.
How about putting him in Miami as the backup?
Yeah, that's a you problem.
Well, no, because Tua Tagovailoa is hurt at least about 4 games a year.
2 games if he goes down.
Where do you want to send him?
Yeah, Miami sounds good.
Okay.
Hey, Jameis, I heard you've been eating a lot of me.
He'd get a lot of crab legs down there. They're very
he would
plentiful.
get an endorsement.
His Fox Sports interview / follow him around during Super Bowl weekend. I think over 100 million viewers or something.
He became a thing. He did.
He did.
He was out on the street.
I saw him.
We saw the picture you tweeted us. You sent to us. Yeah.
At the oldest bar down in New Orleans, Lafitte's. The dude is back there and just putting on a show for everybody, sweating, jumping around, dancing, singing, drinking. He
Did you
was.
see him eating the beignet W?
He was yucking it up. Yes.
The beignet W.
Well, when you look at this, oh my God, look at the powder that's coming off this. Look at the powder. Hey, Jameis, I heard you've been eating a lot of me. Yes, I have, W. Beignet, but I heard that it's only one of you. Well, Jameis, please take your time and eat me so you can savor every moment.
All right, he can't start for me.
What am I listening?
Right.
He can't. He can
For
back
like
up.
a game or two. Yeah, no, he's not a starter. in
Why
this
do
league
teams
anymore.
continue to let him break huddles and stuff? I don't understand.
Jameis.
He can throw for 5,000
Even as
yards.
a backup, he literally brings a team together and breaks the huddle and says crazy stuff.
I don't know. Because he's
Nobody
a specimen.
else in that squad can do something better.
He's a specimen.
Ultimate belief.